Hi everyone, it is time for a new video, and today is something I have not done in a very long time, which is a book haul. And I obviously love doing these, and I honestly don't do them that often. I checked and my last one was about like 5 months ago, and I have accumulated some books since then. So I'm super excited to show you all of these. I have a giant pile next to me that I can't even lift up to show you. So let's jump straight in no particular order. I was gonna do it kind of chronologically, but then I have them all over the place, and so I just kind of assembled it together. And so let's just jump straight in and talk about all of these wonderful books. So first one I have here is The Ex-Vows by Jessica Joyce, and this one is a book that I've had on my radar for a very long time. And I told myself I wouldn't buy this before finishing the first book, but so, okay. I've heard so many authors that I love talk about Jessica Joyce, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna love her books for sure. But then the first one that I got, that I think was her debut, isn't a plot that I enjoy, generally. And I do think I'm still gonna love the book, but I've been procrastinating on it because I don't know if I'm gonna like the plot. And so then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna get this one first. I'm just gonna read it out of order, because I do that anyway, very often. And then I'm hopefully gonna love this enough to motivate me to read the first book. And it's gorgeous. I've heard people say that, you know, it's absolutely beautiful and emotional, and I see that Tara DeWitt blurbed this, and I absolutely love her. And so she said, depth, emotional angst balanced with perfectly sharp humor and writing that will make your chest ache. A sweeping romance that I could not put down. So that sounds amazing. There's also a line, 2 exes, 1 wedding, what could go wrong? Yeah, so they're thrown together at their best friend's wedding. Okay. I love the vibes of this cover. It sounds super fun, and I think I'm gonna absolutely love it. So I cannot wait for this, and I'm very happy that I finally bought it. Next book I have here is Violet Thistlethwaite is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Krempholz. And this one I'm excited for because I have also heard good things, and I am finally getting out of my fantasy slump. And so this one is supposed to be like a cozy fantasy romance. And the main character was a villain, and she's trying to like be a better person. And that's kind of all that I know. And I think she like starts either a bookshop or like a flower shop or something like that. And yeah, I'm super excited, and I hope I'm gonna love it, and it looks super cute. So that is this one. Then of course I got The Long Game by Rachel Reed, and I have been a Rachel Reed stan for a very long time, and I've read all the books in this series. But I really wanted to buy this physically, obviously, and I didn't like the cover that this had before, and I just I was like, you know, I'm just gonna wait, and I procrastinated until they got republished, and then I had to wait for a long time for this to finally come out, and it's finally out. And obviously I'm obsessed with the show just like everyone on earth, and Rachel Reed has been one of my favorite authors for a long time. And one thing I do want to point out that I feel like people have not talked about enough is how incredible Rachel's mental health representation is, and the way that her books deal with mental health, and often it's depression and things around that, and it feels so raw and real and relatable. And it's obviously very powerful as well, because the books obviously have male main characters, and it's like, you know, in hockey, and so obviously a space where men's mental health is not talked about enough whatsoever in real life. And so I absolutely love that, and I just wanted to mention that because I'm talking about this book, and obviously it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and I'm so happy to own it. I have not gotten the copy of Heated Rivalry yet, because in the UK they have this hideous like the kind of sticker that like you can't take off on it, and so I need to order it somewhere else so that I don't have that sticker, because I don't want that on this book. So that is this one. Obviously super happy to finally have this. Then a book that I can't believe I only just got now, literally like last week, is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. And I absolutely love Abby Jimenez, and I've read her past like 5 books or so, and so every single time I look forward to her books, and obviously devour them very quickly after they come out. But it's honestly been like close to a year or so since it came out, and I just didn't feel emotionally ready last year, and like it deals with some heavy topics, and I was like, you know what, like I need to wait for the perfect time. And then I was like, I need to buy this when I want to read it at that time. I don't necessarily think That's exactly the case, but this was on sale, and I do think like when it gets a little warmer, maybe it feels kind of like a summer romance. And so I feel like when it gets a little warmer, I'm gonna want to read this. And obviously I'm super excited to have it because I love Abby Jimenez. So I don't know the plot. To be honest, this doesn't tell me anything. And so I don't actually know what it's about, but I know it's gonna be emotional and swoon-worthy and beautiful. And so I'm ready. So this will be read soon. And I swear there are a few things that I've hauled that I have read. We're not there yet. So the next one that I got is Wish I Were Here by Melissa Weissner. And this author, I've heard Anita Kelly recommend, who I absolutely love. And so, you know, I love getting recommendations through my favorite authors because I feel like, you know, they know what they're talking about. And at the same time, obviously, oftentimes, they like books that have similarities to the ones they write. And so that way I can just discover some new wonderful things. And hopefully this is gonna be one of them. I do have a vlog I wanna read this for, so hopefully that's gonna happen soon. Ooh, okay. So this says that Catherine is, plans everything and is super specific about her life, and suddenly her identity mysteriously disappears. There's no record of her existence, and she asks her exasperatingly laid back and infuriatingly attractive doorman for help. So, okay, that sounds super fun. I love a good forced proximity, and I honestly really like books that are like contemporary with a little bit of magic, because sometimes they have some really meaningful things to say, and so I can't wait for this. And so I will hopefully be reading this very soon as well. Okay, so the next book is actually one that I have read and I have mentioned before, and that is Voidwalker by S.A. McLean. And I adored this. This is an adult romantasy, and I finally read one that I absolutely loved, and I'm so happy and I'm so ready for more. And so this follows Fi, who is a smuggler, and she smuggles different things across the void and through portals, and she gets assigned this suspicious job which basically blows up the city of this lord who is of a kind called Deari, who basically eat people to like survive. And so he tells her he's not gonna kill her if she helps him discover who, you know, was behind all this, and things go on from there. Enemies to lovers, super fun, high stakes, fast paced, addicting, wonderful characters. I loved every second of this. I loved the romance, and it was actually like fantasy romance. It was a romance, and I needed that. I absolutely needed that, and I loved it so much, and I devoured it, and I cannot wait to read more books by this author, and you all should read her books as well. Then I have Heavenly Bodies by Imani Eru, which is actually, I think, another adult romantasy, which, you know, I'm trying to actually find ones that I'm gonna enjoy and just like try things out. And, you know, because obviously with Voidwalker that worked out, and let's hope, you know, that can happen again. And hopefully it will be with this one as well. And I don't really remember the details. The world building sounds cool, and there's something to do with like, you know, stars and magic of them, and there's a prophecy. Prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but it will kill them both. And so it feels like it's gonna be very high stakes, and I have been really craving that, you know, like the hard thing is that in romance, generally, you have to have a happy ending, and that is not negotiable. But with the way that people talk about romantasy, I don't trust them that it's actually a romance in the sense of like many things, but the happy ending is the most relevant to me. So I don't trust it, and that makes it hard to handle the high stakes, because the power of it is that in a romance, you can go through so much painful, horrible stuff, but at the end of it, everything's gonna be okay. And that is why I think I've been so hesitant to read romantasy, because I don't trust that every single one of them is gonna have a good ending. And so that I don't know how to deal with that. Like, I don't know what to do about that. If I should just like try to research it every single time, but that's annoying. So anyway, let's hope this one will not disappoint. And I am really excited because I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and I think it's a duology, which I think I really like, because it's, you know, there's more than just one book, but it's nothing intense and nothing super long. So I cannot wait for this one. The next book is one that I am in the middle of, and that is On Starlit Shores by Bex Glendining, which is, I think it's YA, and it's a graphic novel, and it is gorgeous, and I am so excited for this. I can't really tell you much. The main character comes back to the town where she grew up, and she comes back after her grandmother passed away. And there is like a little bit of some magical elements in this, and it basically deals a lot with like family bonds and dealing with grief and all of those things. And I feel like I need to read more books that deal with painful topics so that I can deal with my own emotions better. And so I really want to read this. The art looks beautiful and I think I'm gonna love this one. And so hopefully this will definitely be read soon as well. Then another book that I actually started and was enjoying, but I have been starting way too many things. I am a chaotic reader. It's gotten a little out of hand, but you know, I'm gonna get to all of them. It's fine. And that is Deadly Ever After by Brittany Johnson. The first thing that caught my attention is this cover. It's beautiful. And it is a YA sapphic fantasy romance, and the two of them basically almost die. They find themselves in this space between death and life, and they're told that they can go through this like magical forest, and if they make it out of there and have a true love's kiss, they can go back to life and live again. And so yeah, it's sort of a little bit like Grumpy Sunshine and magical, and it kind of reads like a fairy tale in a really great way. And so I was absolutely enjoying this one, and I really want to finish it soon. Then I actually have another fantasy, so I'm really proud of myself. You know, I told myself that if I wanted to break out of my fantasy slump, maybe I shouldn't just keep forcing myself to read books that I already have, and just try to find ones that I actually really, really want to read right now. And you know, so I have done, I think, a good job of that. And so the next one is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. I have heard so much about T. Kingfisher, and like it's about time I read one of their books. And so this is one that I was just like, it was calling my name. And in this one, the main character like wields this sword, and there's like a person that comes out of it and kind of is summoned through this sword. And he's like, you know, I now have to protect you and like be by your side or something like that. I don't know. I've heard so many good things about it, and I think it could be my vibe, and I'm hopefully gonna love this. So that is another one on top of my priority list. Another fantasy book that I got is The Seventh Champion by Sylvia Mercedes. This one, the cover is absolutely the thing that got my attention the most. I love it so much. And so this is another adult romantasy. I don't know if I said that. And it says, a dragon princess joins forces with a scarred prince to escape a competition for her hand in marriage. Unaware, he is hiding dark secrets of his own. And this is actually another duology. And I think he is supposed to kill her. And so I don't necessarily like the type of books that have deadly trials and that kind of stuff. I don't love that kind of setup of the plot. However, I like the thought of all the other things in this book. And so I'm super excited. I really hope I'm gonna love this one. Then I finally got two books that I've been wanting to get for literally years. And that is The Governess Game and The Wallflower Wager by Tessa Dare. And oh my god, these books were some of the first historical romances that I ever fell in love with. I adore Tessa Dare. Her books are incredible. And, you know, it takes me a long time to buy books that I've read. So even if I want to reread it, I'm just like, I should buy different books. I should buy something that I haven't read yet and whatever. But I'm just like, it's literally gonna make me so happy to own it, and then I will actually be able to reread it, and it's, you know, gonna be the best time. And I really, really want to try to do more rereads this year, because I do think it's like an incredible experience, especially when it's books that I've read a long time ago and I literally don't remember anything, which is the case with these two, to be honest. This one is a governess romance. He has two kids, and the heroine like kind of randomly becomes his governess, and obviously forced proximity, super charming, beautiful vibes. I would say this is like sunshine, and it's just such a like feel good, funny, entertaining, steamy, wonderful romance. And I loved every second of it. And this one is Grumpy Sunshine. The heroine kind of takes in all kinds of random animals and saves them. And I don't remember the setup of the romance because, like I said, I don't know anything, but I know it was super addicting and wonderful, like such great vibes, and I loved everything about it. So, these will absolutely be reread very soon, and they're absolutely, like, they're iconic, and I'm so happy to finally own them. Then I have something very random, but super exciting, which is, first of all, volume 1 of Witch, the 12 portals. It has like volumes and parts in way and all of that, and I don't really like, I'm a little bit lost in it. But anyways, this is the first volume of Witch, and I don't even understand, like, they don't have the author on the cover. These were comics that I literally grew up with. I was obsessed with it as a child, and it was, I think, the first fandom I was ever part in, and it just meant everything to me. And recently, I was reminiscing and I was thinking about it, and I was just like, you know what, I think I, first of all, would love to reread the books, and second of all, I think I'm still gonna really enjoy it. And, you know, it's kind of like paranormal, like urban fantasy vibes, sort of, and, you know, like 5 girls who all become best friends, and they have elemental magic, and, you know, they work together to save the world, and at the same time they're like in high school and all that stuff. And yeah, so I'm trying to collect them. It's very hard, and please, if you have any tips on where to find kind of like specific older comics to order in the UK, please let me know, because they're kind of on Amazon, but not all of them. And I bought this one on eBay, which, like, I was once scammed before, and I'm very scared of using it, but thank God this was not a scam. But obviously, like, I don't want to pay £50 for each of them, preferably, but I desperately want to collect it. And so I'm so happy I have this, because I basically, I also got this, which is part 2, volume 2. So this is like later on. It's not even the second book or third, I think. Maybe it's like the 4th one. And I got this because, again, I wanted to get it while this is still available, and so I have to, I think, collect it out of order. But anyway, obviously I wanted the first one so I could finally start it. And so I got it, and I'm super happy, and it's super cute, and it's bringing back memories, and it feels really good and healing, and I love it. So I am super, super excited for this. Then I got a YA fantasy romance, which is Moth Dark by Kika Hatsopoulou, and this one I feel like I'm gonna really love. It has such good vibes, and I don't really remember much about it, but it sounds like it's cool. Slightly darker magic, and yeah, I don't know. I love the cover, to be honest. That's what got my attention. And I'm hopefully gonna love the book, and I have seen this author around, and so it's finally time to read this, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. Then I got another adult romantasy, Look at Me Go. I am so happy with that, to be honest, and that is Heir of Illusion by Madeline Taylor, and I don't remember anything about this. It's something like one of the main characters can't be touched by anyone except for the, like, other person. Also, this art got my attention, and, you know, honestly, we would have so much less magic in books if it weren't for illustrators. So shout out to them, because any kind of cover, or especially character art, can make anyone want to read it. And so that kind of got my attention, but also, like, there was like the little bookseller recommendation note under it that sounded really good. I can't really tell you much. I think it said like badass, cool female main character and like charming, sexy male main character. And like, I don't care about anything else, to be honest. It sounded good. I need to find out if it's a series or whatever. I think it is, but I am excited for it. So then it is time for the 2 last books, and that is actually books that I bought today, and so obviously it's like fresh and exciting. I'm very happy. And also, bonus mention, I got this notebook as well in Waterstones. They don't often have notebooks that I fully love, but this one I thought was super cute, and it says, live by the sun, love by the moon, and super basic quote, but it resonated with me. And I write poetry, and it's been a long time since I wrote it consistently, and I felt like, you know what, I'm gonna try to get a new notebook to motivate myself, and honestly, I think it's gonna work. I am excited to write in it, and so I got that. And so the 2 books I got is, first of all, And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison, which is absolutely glorious. It is gorgeous, and this is an edition from a store called The Works, and it has these beautiful sprayed edges. I actually did not read the first book in the series yet, for no reason whatsoever besides like just procrastinating on it because I absolutely love PK Morrison, and so obviously I had to get it. It came out today and I just love the feeling of getting books on release day. It would be better if I actually read it right away. I don't really think is gonna happen because also I do want to read this series out of order because I'm sure I'm going to read all of them, but I am so happy. I'm thrilled to have it, and so it's going to be going on my shelf. And last but not least, honestly, like top 3 most exciting books out of this whole pile is Amari and the Metalwork Menace by B.B. Alston. And oh my god, I cannot believe this because I was on Threads like 2 days ago and I see B.B. Alston posting about this and I'm like, hold on, what do you mean this book is coming out in just a few days? And I don't know, like I adore this series. It's the Amari and the Night Brothers, and it's middle grade urban fantasy. And I love every second of it. Obviously, the stakes are getting higher and higher as the books go on, and I need to kind of like remind myself of exactly what happened at the end of the previous one, because like I don't have a memory that good, but I think once I read through like a summary or something, it's gonna come back to me, and I think I'm gonna be devouring this in the next few days for sure because I have been waiting for this for a long time. And honestly, this is I think the first one that doesn't have other side characters on it. So I love how Amari is front and center. And this is also the UK edition. The US ones look a little bit different, but they are all absolutely gorgeous and magical. And I love Amari. She's such an incredible main character, and I love the side characters in this series as well, and it's just beautiful. Black girl magic, beautiful friendships, cool and fun and addicting and fast-paced and intriguing and like everything I could want, and it's just also such like feel-good reads, and I love it so much. And I'm so happy to have this. A tiny bit sad because the previous at least like 2 of the books that I own, I don't know where they are, and I think some of it is back home, is they had sprayed edges and it was like gold and silver, and this one has nothing. But anyway, she is beautiful and I love the color scheme of this one, so I will be reading this very soon, and I definitely want to vlog about it. I don't love to vlog about sequels, but I'm definitely gonna at least mention it, of course, again. And I have been working on, I do want to do wrap-ups again too, regularly, so that I can talk about books even when I don't vlog about them. But anyways, this has been long enough. Please let me know what books you recently bought that you're excited for, or what books you want to buy. And if you made it this far in the video, leave a moon emoji down below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!